Welcome to this episode of Preaching the Word, a video series on preaching sponsored by the Dunk Tank and the Berman Ministry Center. My name is Dr. Stephen Reasor, and I'm a preacher and author, and I teach preaching at Berman University in Lacombe, Alberta. I am delighted to invite you on this journey into the world of homiletics, which is the art and craft of preaching. Whether you have never preached before or you feel very comfortable in the pulpit, I pray that you'll be challenged to grow as a preacher because of our time together. In the first 12 episodes in this series, we presented a 12-step guide to developing thoughtful, engaging biblical sermons. If you've not watched the videos on the sermonic process yet, I encourage you to watch this video that will introduce that sermon process series. In this series, we are looking at some of the various forms that sermons can take, as well as exploring some ways that we can help the sermon to truly come to life in the pulpit. As David Schmidt mentions, there are three basic forms or structures for sermons. The sermon can be structured around a theme, it can be structured around a text, or it can use a dynamic structure. In this series, we'll discuss 9 specific forms in those 3 categories. For a deeper dive into sermon forms, visit Schmidt's Guide to Sermon Forms on concordiatheology.org at the link below. The most common and basic thematic structure is the essay-style sermon. Textual structures include text to application, verse by verse, and narrative discourse forms. Dynamic structures include plot forms like Eugene Lowry's homiletical plot that we use in the sermon process video series. Also includes the 4-page sermon, the relational form, poetic forms, and metaphorical forms. This is not an exhaustive list of possibilities, but it covers a wide range of the different types of sermons you can preach, and hopefully will inspire you to use a range of forms to fit the messages and the purposes of your sermons. At the end of each of the following videos, there will be an assignment. This assignment will ask you to consider using a specific form of sermon on a sermon that you are currently developing or maybe have already preached. You'll get the most out of each video if you have the text or idea of a sermon ready to shape to the form under discussion. I look forward to exploring each of these different sermon structures with you in the video series. In the next episode, we will start with that basic thematic structure, the essay-type sermon.